Alright guys, so for this video, I really wanted to delve in stabilizers because this is probably like one of the hardest things to like mod because it's a little tricky, right? But before we go to that, I I guess we should start with basics, right? So what are stabilizers for? So the stabilizers are the ones that keep longer keys more balanced, no? So these keys right here, they're made stable, as the word connotes, no? Because of the stabilizers, right? So first of all, there are three types of stabilizers. The older ones, they're called the co-star stabilizers. Not so common, also very hard to mod. Usually, like for RK, we won't have that issue. There are also optical stabilizers. These are commonly used by Razer. It's more of a clip-like design, right? And then for Royal Kludge, it's cherry style stabilizers. These are more common, it's easier to mod, and this is what we'll be going over in this video. No? The next one is on sizes, right? So you have multiple sizes. The standard space bar is the 6.25U. Okay, so that's the standard spacebar size. There's also a 7U, and the other common one is the 2U. So these are the ones that are usually in the shift keys. Like these are these shift keys, the enter keys, and the longer ones. I believe the back has a 2U here as well, right? So those are the sizes. You want to know that because if you're gonna buy a special stabilizer for your keyboard, you want to know the lengths of those stabilizers, right? The next one is the mounting type. So these um, switches are mounted or on your PCB, right, or on your plate. Okay. Now this is important, right? Because you want to know also like the type of stabilizer that you're gonna buy, but it also affects as well the stability, right? So you have plate mounted stabilizers. Okay, these ones that we have right here for the Royal Kludge are what we call snap-in stabilizers. So they're a bit more stable, but of course, you know, the most stable one is actually what we call the screw-in stabilizers, right? As the name connotes, they're screwed in, right? Of course, they're harder to remove, right? But they're more stable. So it really depends on the type of keyboard that you get and the PCB that you get, right? So the next one that you need to know are the components of a switch, right? So let's just remove this here. I'm not going to remove the whole switch, sorry, I mean stabilizer out, because we'll be going through that in the video, right? So you can see here there's like a bar in the back, no? That's called, as I said, the bar, okay? And then there's also the insert, right? So you can see this one that moves up and down right here. That's called the stem or the insert. And then this thing around it is called the housing, okay? So for this video, we're gonna go through the whole process of, first of all, disassembly, and then where this switch goes down, we'll be placing like a sticker there, or you can use a medical tape. And then also we're going to go through the Holee mod, or the band-aid mod as some people call it, and then we'll talk about clipping this stem or the insert, okay? And then we'll talk about the greasing and then the installation, right? We'll also go through certain issues that I had when I installed it. So, you know, if you don't have these issues, can skip that, but I highly suggest you watch it, so at least you'll, you know, avoid these issues. Usually it's connected with the bar, right? Okay, so let's get started. So first things first, I do have a couple of cups that I got from my kids area, and then we're just going to we just need to pull out all the keycaps, no? So make sure that this is on the off position first, and then let's go and pull those out now. So let's take these magnetic clamps out. All right, let's start pulling. And there we go. All right, I forgot also you have to pop off this skirt. There you go. So let's just pop that off as well. Sorry, my chair's a bit squeaky. And then from here, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take out all the switches now. All right, and it's out. No, I intentionally left one key because I sort of wanted to show you, like, I've watched a lot of videos on this, and they never really, they just show you pulling it out, right? But you know, since it's my first time, I sort of wanted to give you like a perspective from a beginner standpoint, no? So if you can see here, let me see if it's just focused, no? So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like place it underneath this side, and then you see there's like a small white there, no? This white thing. So when you place it, it's supposed to press there, no? Oops, you see that? There you go. It's supposed to press down there to release the switch. So, and then from there you just pull it out, no? So if you can see here, so it's supposed to go underneath here, and then it's supposed to press that. Okay, so if you can see it there, you see that small flap. Okay, so you know, let's just clean it a bit more. I just usually use masking tape just to pick up any of the stray dirt and hairs. Okay, so you do have to remove a few screws here in the RK84. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 screws. Okay, and let me show you a trick, no? So I do actually like making kalikot stuff, and this is what I usually like to do when I have screws. So I have sticky tack over here, just so the screws won't like roll away. Okay, there you go. Okay, and then they say there's supposed to be a cable. We have 2 cables here. One goes to the USB area, and then one goes to the power bank. So of course, let's remove the power. And there we go. Okay, so it's removed now. You've got the switches here. Okay, let's place this aside first. I believe the screws are here on this side. So once again, you know, I have my sticky tack. We're gonna use the second sticky tack that I made for this portion. Seems that there are 5 screws. Okay, 1 on each side and then 1 in the middle. There you go. And that is the chip that actually controls everything, no? So they I just programmed that. Okay, let's place this PCB on the side. So in order to take out the stabilizers, I believe you're supposed to hit this. You see that small switch there? And then it just pops out on the top, no? So let's take that out first. So just hit it, pops out. So it is greased, no? I can feel some grease. I'm just gonna get some tissue. We gotta place the stabilizer switch film that we got. So this is actually, how many is this? 20 to a pack. There are about 8 per board. 2, 4, 6, 8. No? So what happens is you gotta place it here at the bottom where the stabilizer hits the PCB. There you go. Now I saw this in another site where they used medical tape. Now what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to get the grease. Let's just pop this grease. We're supposed to get some of the grease and then slather it on there. Okay, I believe after that we're supposed to just screw this back on. So usually when I screw things back, I don't like making it all tight at the start, so at least it's easier for you to center. Alright. That's it, no? Now we work on the stabilizers. So when you take out the stabilizers, what you gotta do is you just twist this and then it just pops out, no? You can see that there's already some grease in it. I think this will be easier. So you really want to take the gunk out in between here because we're going to do what's called the Holee mod after this. Alright, so what we're supposed to do with the stabilizers, if you can see here, you see this portion right here. This one, you gotta clip it. You have to clip that off, and then if you turn it around, there's another one up here. So what you're gonna do is essentially you're gonna make that whole stabilizer flat. So I have like a nipper right here, and you take that one out, turn around, and then you take the other side off. Right, and then if you can see now, this is essentially flat, no? So you do that to all of them now. Okay, next is so we have these all cleaned, and then all of the top area clipped out. You kind of want to make sure that they're all flat, right? So just make sure it's flat. I have like medical tape here. It's like a cloth adhesive tape. So what we're gonna do is we're going to cut we only need a tiny little bit. So okay, hope that's enough. And what we want is we want to place this through that hole there, like so. Okay, and then get that nice and tight, and then clip off the excess. Alright, we can use the other one. And then for the other side, clip off the excess as well. And then we just sort of like the other side, you tuck it underneath the hole. And just like pin it so that you know it remains there. So the reason why you wanna use it like this is well, first of all, you want to make that stabilizer nice and tight, right? The other one is this one also holds a little bit more of the crease in. Okay. Alright, now that we're done with that mod, now we're gonna get our lube, and grab your paintbrush. Okay, and then we're gonna start lubing our okay, you only need a little bit. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to start lubing the housing. You just have to lube the inside wall a little bit, and then lube the other side. Because that's where that switch comes, you know, that's where it travels. So that's where you lube, right? Alright, now that that is done, now you want to take your stems, right? And basically, you know, this is where it travels, right? So it goes up and down like that. So most of the friction is actually here in these walls. So basically, you just want to, you know, just place it right there. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna place them back together. So what you're gonna do is so this side is let's say this is the front. Okay, if that is the front, you remember like our stem has like a portion where there's two holes, right? The other one is just flat, and then this side has two holes. That's where we tucked in the tape. That's sort of where you want it to be facing. You want it to be facing the front there. Okay, so basically you can just drop that in, no? And then that's your stem. Okay, so you just keep going until you finish all of them, right? So basically from here, you get your stabilizer bar and you just dip it in to your grease, okay? And then from here, you get the front, okay? And then you'll see the first, and then you kind of just want to enter at like a 90-degree angle. It's going to be a little tight because of the Holee mod. And then there you go. Okay. So you get your next one. You do the same process. So you dip it inside your, there you go. And then same thing, you look for that first hole that we had a while ago. Stick it in there and then clip. Okay, do the other side. Okay, now that is done, we go back to our board. Okay, and we just have to pop these back in. All right, and let's just place, oops, this one is wrong. Okay, just snap that back in. You know what? I think I need to cut that one. Hey guys, so I think I screwed up my stabilizers. It feels mushy. Although, it's a little bit more stable, and it doesn't go up as fast. So, sorry. And do you see that? It's not going up all the way. So I gotta try to fix this. So I think I know what's wrong. You see the foam underneath the stabilizers? It's getting mushed underneath. Unfortunately, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm gonna have to take out all of the foam underneath. So let's see if that fixes it. If it does, I suggest, like, when you do cut it, it's best to cut it out of the line of the path of the bar. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to open this whole keyboard back up, unfortunately. So I'm gonna spare you the details, and I'm going to fast forward through that. So this is the hassle part, because I suggest, like, before you do all of these stuff, you double check your stabilizers, because now I have to take out all of this. So this is what I'm saying, you gotta cut this off. It's squeezing the stabilizers. So I'm just gonna create a little bit more space for the stabilizers. There, you can see now that the stabilizers have a little bit more space to move. let's go ahead and attach these. So I'm gonna let me just show you. Now it's fairly simple. You just have to, there's the two pins in the bottom, and you can see the two pins in the over there. Sometimes it gets misaligned. No, you just have to pop it in, right? So just place it down and just start popping them in. No, so this one fairly easy to do. You just keep doing this. I would recommend, like, once this is all done, plugging in your keyboard and testing all of them, because your keyboard does come with extra switches, right? The R case, they come with extra 4 of whatever switch that you pick. Quite frankly, I wish they would like add like a little bit more. Maybe like one of each color, so at least you can test all of them, sort of like free taste. And there you go. Okay, so at this point, what you want to do is, I have a keyboard tester that's out. You would want to test all of these keys before you start placing all of these. No, so let's. So I've done that already. But just so it's easier for you to find all the keys, what I do is I do have the keyboard tester. At least you're not screwing up where the keys are, unless you like you place your keys in order. Unfortunately, me, I just randomly drop them inside this bowl. So this is much easier. So at least you're using the keyboard tester just to see where all the keys are, right? And if they're in the proper, if you're placing the keys back in the proper order. Okay, so I hope you like that video. We'll just go through a couple of things that I want to discuss, right? When you're doing the stabilizers, you would always want to test it, right? So I have a RK84 here, which I've already modded. I've got an RK61 here that I haven't modded. And I just want to show you the difference. When it's not modded, you can see, number one, it's not as stable. So what do I mean by that? You can see that it's very loose, no? And then this side goes down easier than this other side. Same thing with all of the other parts, right? You can see that it's a little wobbly as well. This is a red switch, by the way, just to let you know, so you can sort of hear the difference, no? Now when you go into a modded one, you can see here that it's a lot more stable. And then when you press it, of course, this is because not only because of the stabilizer, but because we've modded this, we've lubed and modded the switch as well. We'll do another video for that. So you can see here that it feels different, right? It's more stable. And by the way, this is what you want to do also, right? Once you have the stabilizers installed, before you start placing all the keycaps and everything installed, you would want to lightly tap it, right? Just to see if it's stable enough for you. So you can see here, it's not as wobbly. It's more of a feeling that you'll get. It doesn't go down as much. It feels like it's more firm when you're lightly tapping it, right? So like for instance here in the switch, if you start tapping it, you know, it's a little bit more balanced as compared to, say, for instance, here. You know, here I'm lightly tapping it, but you can already hear that, like, that jittery sound. That's what we're going to take out, right? That's what we've taken out with this mod. And then, of course, guys, I've also made like a longer video wherein I go through the whole modding process. It's actually about an hour long. So if you guys want to check that out, I'm gonna drop a link above. And then, of course, I have like all of the materials that we've used, which I'll place in the bottom. And then if you want to see more videos like this and show our page a little bit more support, and then make Baby Yoda happy, please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.